Secret Service confirming that its investigation into who took cocaine into the White House is now closed. They say their sweep, and this is a quote, did not develop latent fingerprints. There was no surveillance video footage found that provided investigative leads. The Secret Service's investigation is closed due to a lack of physical evidence, except for the actual cocaine. Congressman, really no answers for the American people. And my question earlier with Mark, my sort of point of view of it all is, what if it had been something else that could have been more deadly or dangerous to a wider group of people, like anthrax? It could have been anything that somebody left behind.
Remember, that was part of sort of locking down the White House, right? It was like, we got to make sure this isn't anthrax. Well, what if it had been anthrax? I guess the Secret Service would have just said, oh, sorry, I don't know who had anthrax in the White House. The most secure location on the planet? Are you out of your mind? I mean, the fact is now, apparently, our law enforcement officials, Secret Service, FBI, whoever's involved, can go back to going after Scott Smith in Loudoun County for defending his daughter in front of a school board, or going after Mark Houck for defending his son in Philadelphia, because they want to politicize our system of justice, rather than actually doing their job. You better damn well believe that if they wanted to go figure out where that cocaine came from, the Secret Service of the United States in the White House of the United States could figure it out. We know what's going on here, and this is more of the, clear two-tier system that we're seeing going on.
Are you reading this? Are you seeing what they're... Hold on. Listen to this very carefully, because this is absolutely amazing. The Secret Service has closed the White House cocaine investigation because they say they are not professional enough to be able to identify the suspect that brought cocaine into the White House. Does that mean that everybody that's in charge of bringing illegal drugs and to make sure that it doesn't come into the White House is fired? This forum calls bullshit. My 110,000 followers, they call bullshit. Midnight calls bullshit. As a matter of fact, not only the Republicans, but even every Democratic follower can't even help themselves but laugh, and they call bullshit. We want to know who brought that cocaine in the White House. We want to know that was Hunter Biden involved in bringing that cocaine in the White House. We know that he's on probation, and that if he gets caught with his legitimate address being there at the White House, that he will go right into jail, into prison for violating his probation. Somebody come up the film, somebody come up the camera. The entire country has made their choice, and we call bullshit on that headline right there. And if it's not bullshit, then every one of those Secret Service people that are in charge of this investigation should be fired. And that's all I gotta say about that. Midnight, I am out. It is snowing in Washington, and nobody can find out where that storm came from. Woo!
To me, the Secret Service here looks like they can't find a dead cow in a closet. I mean, this is really just not a sufficient investigation. I'm, by the way, not saying, oh, Joe Biden had a bag here or Hunter Biden, but you should do more than just say there were no fingerprints or DNA on the evidence, and we looked at surveillance logs and we didn't see somebody actually leaving it there, which seems highly unlikely. How about interviewing people?
Why wouldn't they?
Exactly. I mean, this is one where you would do that. And what's even more, and frankly, I would say suspicious, because it's such bad law enforcement. You interview people, but you know what you don't do before you interview people? Publicly say that there's no DNA evidence and no fingerprints. Like, why would you let the whole world know that if you're then going to interview people? Better for people to think that you might have that, and then interview people so that the person who actually left it there or planted it there, whatever the reason is, thinks there may be more evidence out there. To me, this is really one where just do more. I mean, you are handing the Republicans an issue, and legitimately. This is when they should just...
Don't worry, Sorry, guys, after an exhaustive 2-week investigation, the case is closed. The most secure building in the world claims that it can't figure out who left the cocaine because supposedly hundreds of people have walked through that area. Oh, hundreds! Just to get a tour of the White House, you need 21 days advanced notice for screening. We have nearly silent jets that can travel at the speed of sound. We can hit a missile target with laser-like precision from 1,000 miles away. But with all the cameras and all the DNA and all of the fingerprinting, the most technologically advanced investigation team in the history of human existence can't figure out who did it. I'm not sure exactly how you get the nose beers out of the bag, but I'm pretty sure you used your finger. So unless somebody was wearing gloves, pretty sure there'd be a fingerprint or at the very least some DNA. According to Smithsonian Magazine, the oldest DNA sequenced came from a 700,000-year-old horse. 700,000 years! But they can't solve this one, guys. I have to admit it was pretty funny watching White House garbage distributor Kareem Abdul-Jabbar getting asked about this and doing her completely obvious poker tell. She's like, yeah, the White House is really gonna get it. Here's the tell. She blinks a lot. We know you're lying, Jabbar. I wonder what's next. Firearm with crack residue found at Hunter's house. Who done it?
The Secret Service concludes that this is not a room that anybody who works there or anybody related to the president goes in and out of, that this was either a pass holder or a guest that has to put stuff in these lockers before they're allowed to go into a West Wing tour.
I know. But honestly, I find that a pretty lame excuse, I have to say. You know, this is the White House. I don't care which part of it is or which cubby it is or what area it's in. This is the White House, supposedly the most secure building in the entire planet. And the idea that someone's gone in, taken cocaine in, beating the system, leaving it there, beating the system, and has now beaten the system completely because absolutely nobody can find out who the hell this was, is pretty disturbing. Anyway, thank you both very much indeed.
No, listen, I agree that it's a disturbing, but for several days now, people have been saying, oh, it was Hunter Biden, it was Hunter Biden, it was Hunter Biden, because they wanted to fit that narrative, and the Secret Service concluded it's no one related to the president.
To be fair, no one's denied it was Hunter Biden. The White House were asked to and chose not to. No one's denied it. And let's be honest, Hunter Biden has an extensive track record of drug abuse. So why wouldn't he be a suspect? Anyway. They haven't denied it, just to be clear. So that's why the media's speculating.
Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. The Secret Service has concluded their cocaine investigation, but get this, no suspect because the cocaine was apparently found in a blind spot where there were no cameras. Boy, that's awfully convenient. When have I heard some story like that before? But as long as you just don't think about it at all, then it makes perfect sense. I'm sure there's tons of locations in the White House that are not recorded. Y'all tell me who you think the cocaine belonged to, because I've got my suspicions, but I guess we'll literally never know.